Hi guys, and welcome back to Midday Matcha with Livy. Clearly, I am fucking Livy. Hi guys, welcome back. I would be lying if I said I wasn't fucking irritated today. Honestly, like I have no idea why I'm irritated, but I'm just like, I'm getting agitated. It's probably because I'm getting my period, so I'm getting very frustrated. Just like, I don't know how to describe it. I'm just a little bit agitated today. But we're gonna release that energy. 5, 6, 7, 8, Livy, release that energy, because I'm not gonna bring that vibe to the podcast. You're like, Livy, we came on to escape for our problems. Now you're just gonna keep bombarding us with yours. So I won't be doing that. And God, like there was really nothing to complain about. Like I'm just feeling a little irritable because of my period. Like that's about it. Anyways, let's cut to the chase. This is not the 1-year episode, okay? I fucked up a little bit. Looks like I'll be putting out 51 episodes this year. Honestly, math has never been my strong subject, okay? But like the simple shit I feel like I should be able to calculate is 52 weeks in 1 year. So that meant 50 episodes if I took 2 weeks off. I took 3 weeks off, and I'm gonna hit 51 episodes. I don't know. It like doesn't make sense to me. Whatever. So this is not the 1-year episode. I've already written out the 1-year episode. I'm so excited for the 1-year episode. I might cry. I might fuck around and cry on the 1-year episode, but let's get into my week intro. I had one of those nights this past weekend where it just felt like a big hug. That made no sense. That made absolutely no fucking sense. I just like had a night where I was like, I have a warm feeling in my stomach. Life is good. That's so weird though, because like then later I was actually severely depressed. Anyways, I just had one of those nights where I was like, I'm just feeling good. Like this is a good fucking night. I'm just have like a little warm place in my stomach, my heart, like it just feels warm. I don't know if that's really describing much, but yeah, I'm like, I don't know, it just felt so warm. Okay, anyways, I've also been severely depressed this week. I genuinely don't have any idea why, but I've talked to some friends too, and they're like, yeah, no, I've been feeling depressed as well. So I'm not sure what's in the air. It must be depression, because I'm just feeling like, I called my mom literally bawling my eyes out yesterday, and I was like, I don't know what it is, but like, I'm just so sad. And so like, that's just what I've been dealing with, just random sadness. And I don't know what it is. Like, I'm just genuinely exhausted too. I've been drinking more coffee. I've been drinking pre-workout for my workouts. I'm just so fucking tired. I don't know if it's like because I'm coming off of COVID. It's been like 2 weeks since I came off COVID. So it's like, bitch, like where the fuck is your energy? But like, I just feel emotionally drained. And my tarot card readers on TikTok tell me it's because I need to protect my energy, and I definitely probably do, but like the thing is, I genuinely don't, I feel like I cut out all the bad energy motherfuckers in my life, so I don't know why I'm feeling so drained all the time. Actually, I have a little bit of an idea. Something big is coming into my life, and I don't know what it is, but just mark my words, something big is coming into my life, and that's that. And so it's probably just like making me rest before I receive the good into my life. You're like, you're a little bit fucking nuts. You know what? It's my brand, I guess. Actually, that's not my brand, but somehow made it my fucking brand. Maybe I'm depressed because I'm shadow banned on TikTok, and TikTok is my job, so you know, it feels weird saying that. It does feel weird being like, TikTok's my job, but those bitches pay me. So it is a little bit of, it is a job. Like if I'm collecting a check monthly, it is a job. But it doesn't help my check when they shadow ban me. And you wanna know why they shadow ban me? Is because I said Chris Brown beats the fuck out of women. And they were like, we're gonna mute that video and we're going to shadow ban you, bitch. And I was like, you know what? Whatever, you know what? Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Me, I do. My bank account does as well. But I was like, that's so rude. I didn't lie. Like, it wasn't like I was spreading false information. That's the one thing about TikTok that I don't love, is like, they're so fucking sensitive. It's like, bro, he did beat the shit out of women. Like, I should be able to talk about it on TikTok. Like, TikTok always bans my stuff. One time I said nipple, and they took down the whole video and shadow banned me. And I was like, all I did was say nipple. Men have them, women have, animals have them. Everybody has a fucking nipple TikTok. Why are we getting so pressed? You're like, no, you're getting so pressed. Anyways, I'm on one today. Not gonna lie, I am on one today. I've been drinking a lot of caffeine. Another little fun fact is in my workout class today, I went extra hard. That's probably why I'm exhausted, because I decided I like to compete with the person next to me in my workout class. They don't know I'm competing with them, but in my head, I'm competing with them. And this bitch, I'm sure she's a lovely woman, but was like all confident on the treadmill and shit. And I was like, I am going to absolutely destroy this bitch. And it's not really a competitive class at all. I just make everything so competitive. So like we were doing sprints and stuff and I was like, let's go. And I'm sprinting so fast and I see her bail out early on the sprint. I will never bail out early on a sprint. Watch me like tomorrow bail out early on a sprint. No, but like I just can't. I'm psychotic. I'd rather throw up than like bail out on a sprint. And she bailed out on her sprint. I screamed, yes, as loud as I could when she bailed out on a sprint, because in my head that meant that I won. She had no idea we were competing. I don't think she cared about me whatsoever, but I just felt like a true psychopath that I was happy that this woman bailed out on a sprint because I was competing with her in my mind. But it makes it a little bit more fun. Like it makes it a little bit more spicy in the class when I'm competing with someone who doesn't even know it. But I think it took a turn when I was screaming like, yes, like I beat her. And it like happened right when she bailed out. But the music's so fucking loud in my workout classes, I would be surprised if anybody knew. But yeah, I was really pushing my speeds today, pushing my distance, pushing my pace, because I wanted to beat this woman. Like not physically, just like in my head. So yeah, I'm a little crazy. Anyways, let's get into this week's episode. So why am I making this episode? Well, my whole life I've always been told what to do, how to act, don't say this, don't say that. Livy, you swear too much. Livy, you don't swear enough. No one's ever told me I don't swear enough. And I just wish I had someone to be like, fuck that, and be so unapologetically yourself and themselves, and what everyone has to say, like, who gives a fuck? Like, literally, who gives a fuck? I wish I just had someone that was like, who gives a fuck? Because I just, my whole life was always like, don't say that, don't do that, don't do this. And I'm here to tell you, fuck those people, okay? Who cares? Because I wish I had someone that was like, you know what, who cares? Who gives a single fuck what your mom has to say, okay? Yeah, but this might sound like a little ranty episode, but I'm gonna make some really good points, and we're just gonna fucking chit chat, honestly. So these are the ways I tried to be a cookie cutter type of bitch in my life, and I call it a cookie cutter type of bitch because it's like what you're expected to do, what you're expected to look like, how you're expected to act, and all those things. So these, I'm gonna show you little examples of how I tried to fit the mold and to be like the perfect woman ever. And I'm just not that. So at 16, I wanted to be a virgin till marriage. That's like an example of how I was like, I'm going to be a virgin till marriage and save it for someone special. And like, if you're doing that, like, go off, queen. But, and I like, this is not, if you like identify as any of these cookie cutter type of bitch scenarios, like, good for you, go off. Like, I'm just expressing from my point of view of like, I'm not a perfect person and I say things I probably shouldn't say and I do things I probably shouldn't do, but I don't want to hold back and not be myself just because people have something to say about that. So that's the message I'm really trying to convey in this episode. But yeah, waiting till marriage to be like, to like stay a virgin, I feel like I was only doing that, I literally don't know why I was doing that, because I wish 16-year-old me knew how good dick was and she'd never want to be a virgin again. You know what? That gave me a queasy feeling in my stomach, being like, I wish 16-year-old me knew how good dick was. Guys, I haven't had sex in a while, and like, I have no desire to have sex. I'm really gotta work through this fucking trauma. Thank God I have therapy tomorrow. But it just leaves such a weird taste in my mouth thinking about the last time I had sex. And like, this is so off topic, but like, it makes me a little bit emotional, and I don't know how we got here, but like, we're gonna get back into the cookie cutter type of bitch thing. But if you're also like not feeling great about sex recently, or like something happened, like, bitch, just know you're not alone. I'm there with you. Anyways, so random. Let's get back into it. I also tried to go to college because everyone was like, go to college. I still have my mom being like, are you sure you don't want to go back to school? And I'm like, no, I'm 100% positive I don't want to go back to school. I've never liked school. I've never been good at school. And like, I'm so open and honest about it. I cheat on all of my assignments. Like, I loved going on to Zoom last year during the pandemic because I was cheating the entire time. I was looking up every single thing. I used to put the answers as my lock screen. I got an A in poli-sci. You think I know what the fuck poli-sci is? No, I was cheating that whole time. For some reason, I got nervous. They could incriminate me. Like, I'm not. I don't want to go to jail. But, like, no one can put you in prison for that. But, I mean, like, I am a good student when I study hard and I enjoy the topic. Like, my mom always is like, you're a good student when you are interested in something. And I just wasn't interested in anything in school. And so coming to the conclusion that I didn't want to be in college was a really difficult thing, because I was like, this is what I'm told to do. Everyone's like, go to college, get a job, do this thing. I'm not a 9-to-5 type of bitch either. Like, that's just not my thing. I would genuinely rather be a stripper. But I'm not gonna be a stripper. I do this instead. I'm like, I'm not a stripper because I have a podcast. This episode is literally all over the place. Anyways, but it was like annoying to have everyone be like, oh, are you sure this is what you want to do, not go to college? It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is not what I want to do, okay? I have something all of you don't, and that is talent. No, I'm kidding. But it's just an annoying thing to be like, well, don't you want a plan B? And it's like, no, I actually don't want a plan B. I want to put it all on the line and keep going until, like, there is no failing for me. Like, I will keep going. Ugh, whatever. Anyways, I also tried, when I first got into social media and posting my life on social media, I tried to be like an influencer ass bitch who like loves their dog. I don't have a dog, but like, oh, like all the happy things, and like try to be like influencer ass and like PG, like I don't swear, I don't do any of these things, and that's just like not fucking me. So like I also had to find my voice on social media. I remember when I first started Midday Matcha, like the first episode I recorded that you guys didn't hear because I didn't put it out, was such a cookie cutter type of bitch thing, and my best friend was like, dude, that's not you whatsoever, like that is not you. And I was like, you know what, she has a point. So like also on social media, I'm not a cookie cutter type of bitch. I love to post myself, like photos of myself on Instagram because I'm perfect. That's the only way I can see myself being like a cookie cutter type of bitch on Instagram, is just like the amount of selfies I post is a lot. But I had to find my voice on TikTok and YouTube, and like with the podcast too, of like, I'm not this cookie cutter type of bitch. Like I don't want to pretend that I am. I don't want to try and be something that I'm really not. And I tried not to swear. We all know that has not worked well. Tried to be the perfect girlfriend. Now I'm like, I like literally could give a single fuck. Not that I have a boyfriend, but. And then I just tried being everything besides me, which is I think the most important thing of this thing, is I was trying to be everything that society loved. And society was like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm not really your like textbook definition of what society would really want. That sounds so sad, but I like don't do things the conventional route, and I say whatever I want to say, and it's sometimes really fucked up, but I'm me. And I think that's the most important thing, is that I am me. So I'm going to tell you how I am just 100% myself. And I hope these tips can help anybody like struggling of not being themselves and not knowing how to start and where to be themselves, anything like that. So this is my biggest tip, is like, you simply cannot give a fuck. And it's like, okay, Livy, like you can say don't give a fuck, but how do I actually not give a fuck? Here are some things that help me. Whenever I post something, let's say TikTok's my biggest example, is I know I'm gonna get some sort of feedback, negative or positive, and no matter what they say, I stand by every single thing I've said. So say I post a little bit of a controversial TikTok where I'm saying things people don't agree with, I don't give a fuck if the entire comment section doesn't agree, because I still stand by what I've said. So whatever you do, if you're gonna post something a little risky or anything like that, stand by what you say. No one can like affect you in any sort of way when you stand by what you say. So I always stand by what I say. Remember, when people bring you down, that's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. So like say it's a TikTok comment, say it's a family member or a friend. If people go out of their way to say negative and nasty things about you, that's just a reflection of how they feel about themselves, and it has nothing to do with you. Be confident in whatever you say, you think, or you're putting out there. In general, just be confident in yourself. I feel like confidence will always be my biggest tip for everybody, is if you're just confident in every single thing you do, nobody's gonna want to fuck with you, because they're like, okay, she knows her place, he knows their place. They don't want to fuck with you if you're so confident. I literally hate living down here because the ambulances. I know I'm selfish. I know I'm a bitch, that I don't like hearing ambulances and cop cars, but like, guys, I really fucking don't. Anyways, there's always going to be something someone has to say, and it's up to you if you want to let it affect you or not. And that's something I've had to deal with, especially on TikTok. Is like, someone's always going to have something to say, and it's not always going to be positive. But if I want to let that affect me, it's all up to me. Like, I can see a hate comment and I can be like, okay, fuck this person, they have no idea what they're talking about. Or I can be like, oh my god, maybe they're right. But instead I'm just like, fuck that, I stand by what I said. I really could care less about I could just genuinely give a fuck about what anybody else thinks. But that's not saying that I'm not self-aware. Like, if my best friend is like, hey, like, this is fucked up, maybe you shouldn't have posted that, I'll probably be like, okay, she might be right, and I'll look into what I said. But if I have like a random TikToker being like, this isn't funny, I'm like, okay, then fucking scroll, I don't care. Be able to look at whoever is hating on you or anything like that and be like, I like me, and that's all that matters. Like, as long as you like yourself, that's all that matters. I've had people all the time be like, are you sure you should do this? Do you really want to do this? And it's like, I like me, that's all that matters. And I have people like who have came from the for the podcast and been like, I can't believe you said that, that's so fucked up. And it's like, I don't care, because I like me, I stand by what I said, I just don't give a fuck what you have to say. God, I'm in a mood. So, also another way to be so unapologetically yourself, I would say, is whatever makes you feel the most alive, ride the dick off of it. Like, I'm not even kidding you. For me, this is comedy. Like, comedy makes me feel alive. It makes me happy. And I fully feel like I've rode the dick to completion. Anyway, that's so fucked up. Anyway, that was a little fucked up. No, but whatever makes you happy, hold on to that. Like, grasp onto that for dear life. Whatever it is that makes you happy. I will say not a person, though. Not a person. If it's like, say, taking Instagram pictures makes you feel so alive, hold on to that and don't ever stop doing what makes you happy. And whatever that does make you happy, fuck what anyone has to say or think about it, and just keep doing that for you. Because, like, I feel like a lot of times I've been told, like, you really want to do comedy as a career? And I'm like, yeah, it makes me feel the most alive. I'm so passionate about it. I love every moment of it. I'm not going to listen to you. Okay, another thing of being so unapologetically, oh, Jesus, did I just stutter? I did. Another thing of being so unapologetically yourself is you have to realize not everything that you see is right. So we live in a really toxic culture with social media, I feel like, and everybody posts their highlights of their life. Like, I just posted a selfie. Like, I looked amazing in it. I didn't post about how I was truly depressed this week. Like, nobody posts about those things. I feel like I feel like the podcast, like, I definitely do post about, like, I talk about how my life's not really a highlight reel, but not on Instagram, sometimes on TikTok, but I don't know. I just don't always feel the need to share everything with everybody, which is, like, surprising, because I really love to talk about myself. But I just want to remind people that what you see on social media a lot of the times is fake. So this is about the influencer ass bitches. Nothing annoys me more than someone who makes, like, their own presets. You know what I mean? Like, a type of bitch that makes their own presets and their life is perfect and everything just seems so perfect. Nothing annoys me more than that, because it's like, okay, cool, aesthetic wise, amazing and everything, but you're also, life is never that perfect for those people. And I think it's really toxic to consume a lot of, like, perfect influencers on social media and stuff, and it's just not realistic. Like, that's not life. Everyone has their own struggles and they're just doing their best to hide them. So a lot of times what we consume, and then we compare that to our own life. And just because so many people praise that person doesn't mean that's how you have to live your life. Like, if someone has 1 million followers, just because that's how they live their life doesn't mean you have to live your life in that sort of way. Like, do what makes you happy. If that person's waking up at 5 a.m. and meditating, and you're like, no, I like to sleep till noon and get a coffee after, like, when I wake up or whatever. Like, do what makes you happy. Just because what you see doesn't mean it's always right. The toxic positivity that there is on Instagram, it's like, I call it toxic positivity because it's like, God, does this fucking bitch ever have a bad day? It's like, they don't ever have bad days, and, like, they're the perfect person, like, they have the perfect dog, perfect relationship, all those things. They eat their kale salads for dinner and has an Instagram boyfriend, a page for her dog, and, like, it really sounds like I'm like really hating on someone specifically. I'm not. It's just like the toxic positivity that comes with being like the lifestyle influencers who try and make their lives look so perfect, and they just post them photos of their boyfriend and them at the pumpkin patch. It's like 10 minutes before that photo you had no idea that they were arguing because she thought he fucked other bitches or something like that. Like, there's just so much that goes on behind the scenes of people's lives, and I'm definitely guilty of this too, of like, I wouldn't say toxic positivity. No, I don't think I'm guilty of toxic positivity, but just portraying my best self online, and I think everybody is. And I just don't think like, I know how it feels to compare yourself to those kind of people and be like, I want to live that life. I want my life to be just like theirs. And it's like, you don't even know what's happening behind the scenes. Their life might not be that fucking perfect. Social media is so fake. Like, you don't have to be the weight of your favorite influencer, and you don't have to shop at Trader Joe's if you don't want to, and you don't need to wear a matching fit if you don't want to. Like, you have to take yourself out of Instagram for a minute and like social media and be like, do I really want this for me? Like, do I really like the way this looks because I like it, or just because it's the top trend on TikTok right now? Like, live your life for you. And if people are gonna make fun of that, like, for example, I used to have people in my life, like, I love icy chains. Like, I love chains. I've always loved chains recently, and I have people being like, oh my god, like, are you really gonna wear that? It's like, yeah, fuck yes, I'm gonna wear that. Like, the chain I'm wearing right now, if you're watching the visual of this one, I had people being like, I remember putting it on for the first time and being like, oh my god, it's like this too much. Now I could give a single fuck. I literally want an iced out necklace of my name. Like, whatever makes you specifically happy, just ride with that, and whatever that is, you know, just keep going with that. And like, you don't have to look a certain way or act a certain way just because your favorite influencers online are acting that way, you know? So that's like another way to be unapologetically yourself, is being able to shut out social media and be like, fuck what they're doing, fuck everything like that. I like watching their stuff because it interests me, but that's not my life, you know? I feel like I don't follow a lot of influencers or people on Instagram a lot because I literally actually don't know why. I think it's because I don't like the toxic positivity where it's like, oh my god, my life is so perfect. And it's like, no, the fuck it's not, okay? And like, let's stop acting like it is. Like, let's stop living for Instagram. I feel like in the beginning of the year, I was living for Instagram a lot. Like, every single thing is an Instagrammable moment. It's all going to my story. And like, now I don't post to my story as much because I'm like, I don't want to live for the camera anymore. I really want to enjoy the moments that I'm there. And not always, like, I like to take videos of like food or stuff like that, but like, I can put down the fucking phone and I can take a moment just to like live life. I don't know, the podcast is really taking a turn this episode, but it's fine. So my other tip is be you, because it will be exhausting to be someone else. Like I said, I've tried to be all those things, and I've tried to be that cookie cutter type of bitch, and it's just not me. And like, I can't put up that charade anymore. So tell the people who try and change you to fuck off. I have so many people who have tried to change me. Literally, my mom, my ex's old friends have always told me like, don't say this, don't do this. Like I told you in the beginning, you're too loud, too vulgar, your comedy is dark. And it's like, it's so funny because all of those things that everybody told me not to do is the exact reason why I'm successful today. That's it. I'm not known for being so PG and like not vulgar and all those things. Like, that's not what I'm known for, and that's not why I'm successful today. It's because I didn't listen to those people is exactly why I'm successful in what I do today. So imagine if I listened to them. Literally imagine what Midday Macho would be if I listened to those people. I'd be so boring. I'd come on here and be like, so today I walked my dog, and then I'd probably have a boyfriend. I'd probably have a boyfriend, and I'd probably be miserable in the relationship because nobody's ever good enough for me, but I would be like, oh my god, my boyfriend this, my boyfriend that, just so I would be conveying the perfect life, and that's not true. Like, I feel like I'm so happy I didn't do everything everyone told me to do, because I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't change where I am today for anything else. Like, I'm literally would be so fucking boring. And I am who I am, and I love who I am. And if people don't like that, they can literally suck my dick, I think is the biggest message too. Like, I have so many people who have tried to change me, and I still have so many people who currently try and change me. And I'm just not gonna change for anybody because I truly love who I became. And if you don't like it, don't listen, don't fucking follow me, and don't be in my life. It's so simple. And like, I definitely encourage you to take on that motto too. Like, if they don't like you or they want you to change something about you, tell them to fuck off. And like, you don't need them in your life anymore. You don't need to be with anybody who is making you feel shitty about yourself. Like, I just don't think that's ever necessary. And like, especially in relationships, I felt like I was really held back from who I really am. Like, I had ex-boyfriends being like, well, don't say this, don't do that, don't do this. And it's like, I'm a bold ass bitch. I am a little bit fucking nuts. Like, I'm very fucking crazy. And it's been a lot for people to handle, but it's just because those weren't the right people and they were trying to change me because like, it wasn't my person. That's not who I'm supposed to be with. And those friendships, like, that people I'm supposed to be friends with, and that's okay. Like, not everyone's gonna like you, and if everybody did like you, it'd be a little bit weird to be like, why does everybody like you? You're low-key like a sociopath. I don't know if that's exactly what I would say, a sociopath, but yeah, I know this episode was all over the place, but I just feel like it's so important to really be yourself. And like, with social media, we're definitely influenced to be a certain way a lot of the time. And sorry, I was checking if that was recording still. And we're influenced to act a certain way, live a certain way, all these things. And it's like, if that doesn't make you happy, then don't fucking do it. And if people are telling you to change or do something because it's the traditional route to do something, like, don't do it if it's not for you. Like, my biggest example is probably college. Is like, if I want to go back in the future, cool, I'll go back in the future, but I don't like it. It was never for me. I knew once I put all of my energy into my comedy and into myself, I would be successful, because like, this is what makes me feel the most alive. So if this makes me feel the most alive and the happiest, then clearly it's my fucking purpose, and it's the reason I'm here today and doing what I'm supposed to do and why I'm good at what I do. Do you know what I mean? Like, my Maisie told me something that our therapist told her, and that's like literally the reason I'm with my therapist and the reason I'm not in college anymore, is because she said something along the lines of like, you don't have to be all those things at once. Like, if you want to be a dancer, be a dancer. Like, if you want to be a comedian, be a comedian. You don't have to be a comedian, a student, a nanny, all these things. Like, be what you want to be and follow what makes you the happiest, like the most alive. You don't have to be all those things. You don't have to do what anybody wants you to do. If you're gonna be a dancer, be a fucking dancer, 100%. You don't half-ass it. Like, I don't half-ass anything in my life, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm quitting my job, I'm dropping out of college, and I'm fully focusing on my comedy. And I did just that, and I was pretty successful. I'm still successful in it, and it's because I was like, you know what? Fuck what everybody is telling me to do. I'm just gonna do what makes me happy. So my biggest thing is, whatever makes you happy, do it, follow it. If you're not sure where to go in your life and what to do to not be a cookie cutter type of bitch, it's just hold on to the things that make you feel the most alive, the people that make you feel the most loved. Now I'm sounding like one of those influencer ass bitches. No, but like, anything that makes you feel alive and anything that makes you feel loved and makes you feel happy, hold on to that, ride that out. There's a reason you're so happy and you feel the most you in that moment. It's probably because it's meant for you. So if you're dealing with like, should I go to college or should I just follow my dreams? Do whatever is gonna make you the happiest and put your heart and your soul into it, and I promise you'll be successful. So the midday matcha memo of this episode, I would say, is be so unapologetically yourself it hurts others. Not like hurts others, but like it annoys other people. Be so unapologetically yourself. Do what makes you happy. Cut out the people who don't make you feel loved and amazing, and just, you don't have to be the cookie cutter type of bitch that everyone makes you think you have to be. And what was that English? It makes you think you have to be. Yeah, you don't have to follow society's norms, and you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Do what makes you happy. God, should I start doing TED Talks? I'm really good at this shit, huh? That actually like seems like a worst nightmare, because they're all like professional in that room, and I'd walk in and be like, what the fuck is up, bitches? And they'd be like, who let her on the TED Talk stage? But yeah, I hope this episode helped anybody who was struggling with being a cookie cutter type of bitch. And I know it was a little all over the place, but I wanted to make this episode for a while, and I don't think there is like the perfect way to make an episode like this, but I did it. What? I did it. Okay, next week is the 1 year episode. And I wish I could lie to you and be like, I have an amazing guest coming on, but like, you guys know I really don't fuck with guests that much. And I like how I said that. Like, I like having Maisie and like my mom on and stuff, but like, I don't want a guest. I don't really like guests. We're gonna talk about it next week, but I have a really amazing episode planned for next week. I think it's gonna be a little bit emotional. Not that emotional. Fuck, I look like. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see you all next week. If you want more of me, follow me on Instagram at @SheIsLivy, at TikTok at @SheIsLivy, as well as my YouTube channel is It's Livy Bitch. You can watch the, literally fuck off. You know what I don't understand? Sorry, that was like a loud ass fucking car. You know what I don't understand at all is like why men have to have the loudest engines in the world on their sport cars. It's like, you clearly have the littlest dick alive. Like, if a future date of mine picks me up and is roaring his engine like a fucking psychopath, I'm gonna be like, I don't even need you to take down your pants to know that you have the smallest dick alive, because that's just small dick energy. It really is. Anyways, I love every single one of you. Guys, I have said this a million times. My DM requests are very full. Okay, I don't see all the requests in my DMs. If you want to talk to me, email me at middaymatcha, 2 A's at the end of matcha, @gmail.com, because that is the easiest way for me to get back to you. If you've DM'd me and I haven't responded, it's probably because I haven't seen it. My DMs are crowded. Yeah, no, but they are. And so please email me, because I love to talk to you guys and I love to help you guys out with your problems too. A lot of you do email me, but I know a lot of people are probably trying to DM me as well, and it might take me like a month or 2 to see that. It really will. So please, I'm literally begging you, please email me if you want to talk. Okay, I love every single one of you. Have an amazing day, night, evening, whenever the fuck you're listening to this. And don't forget, you're a bad bitch, and do what makes you happy. I love you, and I want you to be happy. And you too, you already know I love you the what? The fucking most. Cute.